Alors, bonjour à toutes, bonjour à tous. Some technical difficulties, so that is why we are so late. Can everybody hear me? Hello James, hello everybody, can you hear me? Yes, no? Bonjour Zoukiswa, tu m'entends? Okay, Tanela is definitely having problem. This is not Abidjan 5G. What's wrong with you people? Leave our 5G alone. Remy. You know, well, we saw the Rwandese 5G yesterday, you know, so, yeah. We are not going to be able to do this thing, so that's not interesting. You know, and I had planned to have like a good conversation, so, and I didn't have anything in French, in English rather, because I thought, okay, she has written to me. Let me read what she has written. This is not interesting. Not the third day of the festival, and we are dealing with this. Bonjour. Belong to a place, and yeah, I actually don't know what is happening. She's writing to me. She's not able to join us. Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Have you noticed that I'm chatting to myself? Because I'd never intended to chat to myself. I thought she was going to do all the chatting, and I need to look for something in English, like, you know. Stop your literary flexing. So, guys, what do you want to know about, Tanela Boni? Send in your question and I'll see if I can answer. Tanela is, welcome to the internet, James. Yes, thank you. Tanela is a poetess, and we know her in Cote d'Ivoire a lot as a poetess, but in Geneva. Yeah, what else do you want to know? She has written about 25 books. In total. So, So let's have a conversation then. Bonjour. Who is using Google Translate? Okay, I'm gonna stop, reading the questions, and then oui, c'est Edwige, ma chère ici, c'est pas Tanela. I wish. So I'm gonna read something from The Future Has an Appointment with the Dawn. This is the only collection of poetry by Tanela Boni that has been translated into English. You see what you English speakers are missing. And this is a collection of poetry that was written around yesterday, saying that she does not call that period a crisis, she calls it a war. We were in a state of war, and that is how I call it too. So you see, yeah. Merci, Kelvin. So I'm gonna read something from a work. I dreamed a poem of a borderless sea. I danced a welcoming music in my skin, first ground for any home. While the hands of plenty, the portly souls weave their barbed wire, I don't know if we live together at a crossroad of equal distribution. Here, forget the alchemy of dreams, the sense of an essential mixture. Look at the hues and contours of this land, O you that depart. The name of each pilgrim moving into the hard valley of life is no longer same principles 1,000 times without sacrificing the best of his soul into a basket of provisional interest handed around by those who promise to hold the wind at bay. And the wind rises and time sculpts a whirlwind that reveals, that climbs, then descends the steps of the sun temple, as if the 12 labors of Hercules, once a point of fact, were just a bedtime story for people after evil were schoolmates, playing hide and seek, playing hopscotch, practicing with the words and weapons of the strong in a peaceful barnyard where laughter was discouraged. Yesterday was a black cat, today a white knight, then a black Mercedes. With that first stone evil inaugurates its underground kingdom between the white and the black. Only the soil where man hunts man discharges the scent of the red carpet. There are thick heads slumbering in the hours of power, subscribing to an edition of history that traces its circle around the same umbilicus, as if no one but the tenants of the palace could ever be born in a sun's gaze. They told the tales of people, innocent in all ways, who at first light will be allowed to prop the palm fronds over hope. Here laziness assumes itself as a law, lounging in office hammocks, sprawled in waiting rooms, there where work once inspired the law. My God, deliver us from hyenas, from the thorny heads of these dream vandals, because education is not a trap. Issued from the peaks of power lacks terms of reconciliation. Tomorrow the future has an appointment with the dawn, and I do not know what enfant terrible, startled by the aurora's clarity, will take the chance to throw that first stone across the moat that circumscribes power. And that's it. I finished reading it. I have finished reading it. Zukiswa is just, telling children to be quiet. I have finished. This is, so tomorrow the future has an appointment with the dawn. It is about the coup d'etat that we had in, in December 1999, the first coup d'etat of the first successful coup d'etat. We had some. People tried, but, it didn't succeed. Ufwe did rule with an iron fist, and with the Benin in Nigeria. And this poem was, this collection of poetry was translated by Todd Freston, who also translated poetry by Josué Gebo, who is another Ivorian poet, a philosopher too. It seems that, you need to be a philosopher to be a poet in Côte d'Ivoire. Yeah. So, who wants to know what? I look forward to your questions. I'm not used to talking by myself, especially in these times of coronavirus, where you are just... So this feels like I'm talking to myself. If nobody has any question, then I need to read something. Le dernier ouvrage de Tanela Boni, qui est paru aux éditions Muséo. Je lis la partie intitulée Oh, there is a question. The translation into English does some justice to the original work. I hope I read it right, Do you think there is something lost in a language jump? No, actually don't think there was anything lost. I think the translator worked really hard because Tanela's writing is right. So I'm gonna read something in French, and if you have questions, please fire away. Donc je disais, je lirai de Habiter et je lirai de Souvenirs d'habitation. Edwige, Kelvin, premier voyage à Abidjan. Alors, la première fois que j'ai quitté mes parents, je n'avais pas 10 ans et j'avais plutôt de la chance. J'avais une sœur qui veillait sur moi. Nous avions un toit et j'étais inscrite dans la meilleure école de filles de la ville. Je devais m'adapter. Je n'avais pas choisi de vivre à Abidjan dans cette ville étrange. Heureusement, ce fut une escale de courte durée. Inutile de souligner qu'être séparée de mes parents et de mon frère fut une épreuve terrible. C'était la première fois que j'allais si loin sans leur compagnie. Je ne savais pas encore que toute ma vie se déroulerait sous le signe de la séparation. Plus d'une fois dans ma vie, habiter elle ne put retourner à l'internat où elle avait toujours été. Elle devait veiller sur moi. Elle se sentait suffisamment responsable pour me prendre sous son aile. Ce qu'elle fit ça et là, et pas qu'une fois, mais à différentes périodes et pendant de nombreuses années. Vivre loin de mes parents finit par m'endurcir. Je me fabriquais une carapace de torture résistante à toute épreuve. Je n'oublie pas ce que représente la torture du point de vue de mon imaginaire, la résistance même. La puissance silencieuse, invisible ou presque au ras du sol, mais ô combien spirituelle. Mon éducation de fille commença par là, revêtir une carapace. Nous avions été accueillis par un cousin que je ne connaissais pas, qui habitait quelque part à Makuri, non loin de la lagune. So I am stopping this reading here. It is from a book, Habiter, to live. And it is from the chapter description, souvenirs of homes. And she's talking here about her first trip to Abidjan. I don't know where she was coming from. I know you should never have skipped French classes. I joke. And she's talking about her first trip to Abidjan. She mentioned somewhere, mon éducation de fille commençant par là, revêtit une carapace. My girlhood education started from there, wearing a, she compares it to being like a tortoise. What is that thing that tortoise have? The carapace. So it is that she had, and that first trip, obviously, hello Molara Wood. It is I, not Tanela Boni, unfortunately. And she speaks about the fact that this wouldn't have been the first time that she would have had to live somewhere. And for her to live is to be separated from those whom she loves. Alors, what do you look for in a good translator? Well, I can't talk about the inspiration for this book. So let me talk about the translation, the translator relationship. Since I'm a translator, I think I want a translator who understands, who is embedded in the country. It is not just about knowing that, you need to get the pulse of the culture. Which goes beyond, having fun. Otherwise, I will say s'amuser. But when I say enjailler, those who know. Maza, I cannot talk about the inspiration for this book. What I know is that the Museo Edition worked with different writers over the course of many years to write about themes. So Véronique Tadjo wrote about love, for what is love for her. Patrick Chamoiseau wrote about meetings. And Tanela Boni talked about living. She is a woman who has lived curfew. We were going through a lot of curfews at that time. I've explained earlier on that from 1999 until 2011, Cote d'Ivoire was at war within itself, war that, everybody put their mouths into our problems. And so she wrote that book, Matin de Couvre-feu, Curfew Mornings, and it was a novel. The book is actually, unfortunately, not anymore available, and so she had to go into exile. She tentatively returned in 2011, so now she's living between here and France and wherever she habitait. Alors, quoi encore? I will answer. If I cannot also, I will let Tanela know, and she can come back. Really, really sorry about this. Challenges, I think fear. fear that I will, that that I will know what the writer is trying to say. And try to translate the spirit of the writing, not just the writing. I like this fun question. Okay, I'll scroll up. I didn't know. What language do you dream in? I don't even know anymore. I dream in, hold on, the last dream that I had. Kelvin, viens, viens qu'on parle. Viens, viens, viens. Ah, waiting for Kelvin. Bonjour Kelvin,
Bonjour Edwige.
ça va?
Ouais, ça va et toi?
Bah écoute, on est là, hein. J'attendais Tanila, mais elle a des problèmes techniques, donc voilà. C'est quoi avec le masque? Tu es dehors?
En fait, j'étais au boulot et j'ai oublié de l'enlever en fait.
Yeah. Bon, moi je suis pas sortie, donc je suis sans masque. Sinon, alors, Tanela Boni, tu as quelque chose à nous dire sur elle, étant donné qu'elle est pas là?
Euh, non, non, pas spécialement, pas spécialement. Euh, j'ai vu plusieurs personnes demander en fait durant le live, c'est quoi la grande peur, c'est quoi la difficulté principalement, mais moi j'ai une question particulièrement vu que tu n'y as pas répondu. Et
Ok.
la question c'est euh, quand on écrit en français, j'ai remarqué dans la traduction que tu as faite, par exemple, pour l'anthologie, j'ai remarqué qu'il y a plusieurs expressions, plusieurs choses qui varient, non seulement d'une langue à une autre, mais d'une culture à une autre, parce que ce qui marche pour les francophones, forcément, ne marche pas pour les anglophones. Du coup, comment on fait cet ajustement? Je vais appeler ça comme ça. Comment on fait cet ajustement et comment ça marche vu que tu es écrivaine et éditrice? Donne-nous le secret pour que nous qui écrivons dans les deux langues ou du moins qui essayons d'être un chouïa comme toi puissent avoir
Mhm.
quelques clés, voilà.
Ok. Bon, attends, je vais traduire rapidement pour nos anglophones qui sont là. Kelvin wants to know, because it says that there are, differences of languages between, obviously French and English, and how do you make the different adjustments in your translation? I think sometimes we think that there are many Englishes. Kelvin, tu comprends ça, mais je parle en français. Shall I speak in
Oui,
French? Kelvin is okay for me to speak in English. So I will speak in English. Sometimes we think that there are so many Englishes. At least I say we think. I think that the English speakers in Africa, let's say Africa, think that there are many Englishes, and as the Francophone are just speaking the same French across the board. And no, the French that I speak in Cote d'Ivoire is different from the French spoken in Benin, n'est-ce pas, Kelvin? Are there variants? You know, with with some variations. It is different.
Yeah.
I will not speak. Remy, leave me alone. So we have variants. So it is now. I take a text of. Il faut continuer en français. Ok, d'accord. C'est quoi? Je continue en français. Donc, je prends un texte de Kelvin, par exemple, qui écrit en français. Actuellement, ton texte était assez
Oui.
ok parce que ton français est beau, il est presque poétique. Yeah, Kelvin writes in this very poetical language, and you need to get the poem across, and you need
Yes.
to. I think when I was translating his text, I was trying to use an English that wouldn't be so specific, and I think there were some words in French that I left. I don't even remember anymore that I left in the French because I couldn't find the right English in which to translate it. I wouldn't write "I beg," for instance, when a
Yeah.
Kenyan reading it, when it wouldn't translate the "I beg" thing. So it is. Yeah, so it takes. It is a lot of brain power to be translating. Although I love it, I really, really love translating. When I'm in it with, the text and the music sometimes that I put on, and I'll read work by, so I'll read work by Beninese writers just to get the flow of things, to get away from my Ivorianness, to understand that. So, yeah. On nous parle de le danger d'une langue coloniale. Who talks about the danger of a colonial language? Tu as vu ça passer? I don't know. It is one of those people making things. The danger, yeah, je l'ai dit, le danger d'une seule langue coloniale. Pardon, Zuki Swa, you're the one who said about the danger of a colonial language, of one colonial language. I don't know. Hey, Zuki Swa.
I think what Zuki Swa tried to say is we don't have to know only one colonial language, maybe two, because you are not speaking Swahili there. So maybe if you speak one.
French anymore, a colonial language, though. You know, the French. One time I was speaking French. You know, when I wasn't so fortunate as now. And I think I was 17 or 18, and I was speaking French, and I was sat next to, two French people from France. And I was speaking French with another Ivorian person, French, not Nushi, French. And at one point, the guy said, "What language are you speaking?" And I said, "Well, it's French." He was like, "But you cannot understand anything." I was like, "Well, yeah, there you go." So, yeah, I mean, the colonizers came with the language. They spoke that language to us to be able to make their businesses, to be able to do the colonizing stuff. But we also use that language to be able to do, our different stuff. So, in fact, when the multi-party system was, coming to Cote d'Ivoire, because all the elites spoke super, super French, French from France, and so like in the 80s, 1980, 1985, the university students started speaking now Nushi, which is an amalgam of French, of English, of languages from Cote d'Ivoire, and none of these people could understand. So in the country where the elite were concerned, everything was okay, everything was superb, and on the university campus, trouble was brewing, and it brewed and brewed until in 1990 we had the multi-party system. Otherwise, we would have had another coup d'etat. So, I do not know if it's so much a question of colonial language anymore. We may be colonizing in other ways, but the stuff of colonial language, well.
Yeah. The good news
the continental French is the most amusing for you. Kelvin, on nous demande, which of the continental Frenchies is the most amusing for you? Tu as vu?
What is what? Non,
which of the colonial Frenchies? Quels sont les Français sur le continent qui vous paraissent très amusants?
Le Tchad, bien sûr.
Ah ouais? Tchadian French. Pourquoi? Tchadian French pour Kelvin.
Le Tchad et puis le Cameroun, je ne sais pas si c'est parce qu'ils sont voisins, mais on a l'impression qu'ils chantent lorsqu'ils parlent.
Yeah, I find Cameroonian French also very interesting. In fact, I need to have a Cameroonian passport. These people are so funny. Yeah. Je suis d'accord. So yeah, so then I think we've answered your question. Chadian French and Cameroonian French.
Yeah. I think Tunisia, French from Tunisia is also amusing me because not Tunisia, Algeria and Morocco, because it's like they're always hungry.
Yeah, Algeria, yeah. Yeah. They're always shouting and doing this.
Even when they say "I love you," it's like je t'aime.
You people, you are making us teach other languages. Hey, this is not good. Okay, but what's your local? What is Zuki asking? Hey, Zuki, what do you mean by what's your local? Cameroon and Maroc. Ah, okay. Okay. How is Moroccan French like then? I have a Moroccan friend, but he's also German, so it's very confusing when he speaks French because you don't know what he's saying. Finally, ne meurs pas de rire là-bas, Nguru. Am I saying this right? But talking English now on the continent, I love the way the Kenyans speak. I think I love it. The Kenyans are too much. Oh. Now it looks like we are finishing, and yeah, and we just had Kelvin and I. And it would have been so great to have Tanela Boni. But this afternoon we have Abdraman Waberi. He's in France, so we hope that we won't have any. But this is not connection trouble, as you see. I'm in Abidjan and my internet is working just fine. Oh yes, please! I want Nile special. How am I gonna get Nile special? Do you think Francophone literature has more hurdle to cross in order to secure recognition as opposed to English or Anglophone literature? Kelvin, question for you.
Francophone literature has more hurdle to cross in order to secure recognition. And as we said, I think Francophone literature is more poetic than English literature, obviously. But English literature, I just discovered it. But I think English literature is more diversified than Francophone. I don't know if it is my own point. Yes, it's my own point of view, but I don't know what you think about it. But Francophone literature is more poetic, is more like, how can I say ancien? Je sais pas. Older?
Old school,
oui?
Perhaps.
Yeah. French literature, Francophone literature is more old school, and we have I don't know, philosophia, yeah, poetry, and history, yes.
Je pense que Zuki Swa nous dit merci. Yes. So we are, le live is finished. Merci beaucoup Kelvin d'être venu me soutenir. Sinon ça allait mourir 6 mois. Now, if I say that, what French person is gonna understand that? Is he translating? He said, what is he saying? And yet Kelvin understood. The beauty of the Frenchies. Allez, merci beaucoup à toutes et à tous. Thank you, everybody. On s'est enjoyé quand même. Thank you. Merci Kelvin. Merci pour tout.
It's good to see you. Goodbye, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.